Okay, we're going to finish up a couple final details here. The first is going to be the feather. Now I just got a piece of wood out of my scrap box. The grain on this is running up and down, okay? Showed my secret before I had a chance to show you what I was doing here. Anyway, here's the block of wood I got out of the scrap box. Now, I laid it out. What I did, I like to carve my fingers. Fingers. No, I don't like to carve my fingers. Forget that. Just strike that from your mind. Don't ever spread it around that I said that, please. Anyway, I like to carve my feathers on an angle, curved angle, because that's the way feathers are. See here? These are owl feathers. That's a vulture feather. That's a pretty big feather there. Anyway, I like the curve. It just looks better. You can get a bigger feather on a curve than you can one sticking out straight. So what do? I start the grain's running up and down, so I cut it like this with the strongest part down here on the bottom, which will be the quill that comes down. Actually, should have made that quill a little longer, like that, okay? And then you end up with something like this, okay? Pretty quick. And now I burn in a couple little notches there just to show where the feathers split all the time. So that just adds a little more character to them. Okay, that's the first step, all right? So now we'll go over to the paint table for the next step. The next step is modeling paste. This costs 13 bucks. Got it at Hobby Lobby. This is acrylic modeling paste. All it is basically the acrylic paint that's thick. Right there it is, okay? So what I do is I take my little feather and I dip it in my water over here just to get it wet. Wipe off most of it. I get me a brush. Get it wet. Get me some modeling paste and just spread her on there. Now this is just a technique that I came up with. A lot of people, probably more people, burn their feathers and would do this. Some would probably consider this cheating, but I don't care. I like it. It works good. Okay, save that there. Get me a toothpick over here. New toothpick. That's not a good one. That's a good one. And I look for the smallest end down here. Dip that in water. Shake it off. Now holding my feather in one hand, remember the quill runs up the center. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to start doing that. And turn it over, wipe off that tip, get some more water. And then just drag it up there like that. It makes a pretty good looking feather, doesn't it? Now I do the back side. Get some more water on my toothpick. Water is the secret to doing this. If you don't dip your toothpick in water a lot, you won't get the nice clean separations from the toothpick. That's good. Now, you could spend a lot of time. That's kind of thick right there, so I'm going to get rid of that, and I don't know what happened up here. Just a nervous hand, that's what happened. You could spend a lot of time burning this if you wanted to. Nothing wrong with that. Or you can do it this way, and it's done in just a minute or so. Okay? And what I always do when I'm finished is I always squirt some water in there just to keep that from drying out, because God only knows when I'm going to be back in here making feathers again. And then, I don't have it here anyway, I've got a little squeezable clamp back over there. I'll clamp onto that and let this dry, and then we'll come back for the next step. But in the meantime, we're going to go make some earrings. So I'll see you over at the other workbench. Okay, I'm over here at another workbench in my shop. I've got a strip of tin here. This is, let's see here. This is just a little over, what, ½ inch, 5/8 wide. This is just ducting material. You can come in closer, Judy. This is just ducting material you can buy down at Lowe's. People use it on the roofs and stuff like that, but it works out fine for me. It's just galvanized. You buy one piece, it's going to last you a lifetime. Got my ball peen hammer here, and we're going to make some earrings, okay? So this is what I do. With the ball peen hammer, relying on my knowledge I learned in 7th grade metal class, start pounding. And what this does is it gives me a nice textured finish, like that, okay? So I'm going to keep pounding this, and then we'll come back when I get enough material pounded to make a couple earrings. She said she couldn't see the texture too good from the angle she was shooting. So here it is here. See all these little marks? Okay? That's probably enough for one earring, but I'm going to keep going, all right? That ought to be enough. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of pretty. Okay. Now, all you old timers like me, you probably had metal class too and learned how to do this back when you were in the 7th, 12 years old. A lot of new people probably don't know, haven't picked up this critical technique that they're going to use all their life. Okay, so we got this done. So now it's over to the other workbench to take it to the next step. Okay? All right. Go ahead. Oh, you're recording. Oh, okay. All right. She didn't tell me action. Take 20 or whatever it is. So anyway, here's my figure now. I got to figure out my size I want, which is going to be just about like that there. Okay? So I'm going to get my 10 snips over here. And I'm going to cut me 2 pieces. the same size. Like that. Actually, I'm going to take a little more off of there. Yeah, I'll do that. Now you can make these any shape you want, really. Alright, those are the rough shapes right there. Let's see now. Make the a little longer. Alright. Okay, now I'm going to go over to my sanding wheel over here. Come around here, Jimmy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to round everything here. I'll probably burn my fingers in the process. Go over and see how this looks on the girl, alright? Looks pretty good. So we'll do the other one, alright? I don't think you need to watch that, you know what I'm doing. Alright, I'm over here at my little Sandflex wheel. This is the second wheel I have just for metal stuff. And what I'm going to do now is kind of shine this up, but also remove off the ragged edge here. I don't want anybody cutting themselves. This stuff can be pretty sharp after you cut it. Nice and shiny. Looks good. Alright, okay, I've got me an awl here and my little hammer. And what I'm going to do now is make some holes in here so we can attach them to the ear. Bigger than that. That looks good. magnetize that thing. Now I'm going to take that over to my little sanding belt again, and I'm going to shave off that real rough edge there. Okay, you can see that sticking through there. Okay, and we'll be back. Okay, I got me some galvanized wire here, bought down at Lowe's or Walmart, I'm not sure where. This is 20 gauge wire, so I'm going to get me a piece here. And I'm going to bend me a little circle. Probably need a bigger circle than that. Yeah, I think I can do better than that. Sure as hell can't no circle. Come on. What is going on here? That looks good. Get my nippers here. Just like that. And the trouble is, I got to put my earring in there. There we go. Oh, damn it. Hate when that happens. Fortunately, I have a tool that'll hopefully fix that. I thought. Sorry this is taking so long, I didn't know it was. Hoping it wasn't. But I want to get it right. Okay, got that done. So I'll do the other one off camera so you don't have to sit through the agony of that. I'm going to get me a little bit of flux here on my ring. That'll work. Get my soldering iron here. Yeah, come on. There we go. All right, that's done. I'll have to sand off that little bit of. Okay. Get that out of the way. Now, with a piece of stripped off electrical wire, I've bent me a little circle just like that. This is the part that's going to go into the girl's ear. Okay. And that will hang on there just like that. Okay. So I'm going to drill a hole. Take her head off because she about right there. Okay. And I need to find me a drill the right size. Looks about a 3/32. Look at this a minute. Down here a minute. Burn away that fuzz. Now you see where I nipped it right there? I'm going to take this over to the belt sander and even that out to where it's flat, okay? Okay. Like I said, I made this out of just some common electrical wire that people use in their homes. And not sure what size it is, but it's just, I think it's number 10 or I forget what it is, so don't ask me. Anyway. So here's where we are right now. So anyway, now what we want to do is we're going to insert that into her ear. Make sure when you put on your earring, you get it to where it's dished out toward you, not backwards, okay? You want to see this rough surface on the front. And you want to make sure when you put the ring in her ear, you shove it in all the way so the back part of the earring here is up against the wood. That way when you glue it, put a couple of drops of super glue right up here. That will hold that in place against the wood and this little thing can't come off, all right? So I went ahead Well, Judy had to run up to the house and made the other earring, which we're going to put in here. And again, that one goes like that. So there you go. Now sometimes I glue these down. You know, I'll put a drop of epoxy on the back and I'll glue them down. In this instance, I don't think I'm going to, because I like them when they're loose like that. It just sort of adds a little something to the piece. Okay? So let's see what's left. The feather. Well, we're going to have to finish that up in the next video because we don't have much time left on our camera, and anyway, we'll do it the next time. It's just a small thing. So until then, I'll talk to you later.